Have you ever sent what you thought was the perfect track to a music library, only to hear absolutely nothing back? Here's something a lot of composers don't realize. Your song might not be the problem. You might just be missing the versions that editors actually need. Because in sync licensing, one great track isn't really one asset. Could be 5 or more. Today we're breaking down the alt mixes that actually get licensed, why music libraries ask for them, and how you can organize and deliver them without creating a complete mess. Think about how music gets used in film, television, advertising, and online content. Editors almost never drop in your full song exactly as you wrote it. Sometimes they need dialogue over the music. Sometimes they only need 15 seconds. Sometimes they love your vocals until the producer says, "Can we lose the vocals?" Other times they want just the drums, or just the instrumental, or a version without the huge cinematic ending. The point is this: the more usable versions you provide, the more opportunities your music has to fit a project. That's why professional production music catalogs almost always request multiple alternate mixes. And here's the best part: you're not writing 10 new songs. You're simply repackaging the same composition into different versions that solve different editing problems. Every additional mix increases the number of situations where your track can be licensed. Think of alt mixes as giving editors options instead of obstacles. Let's go through the most common alternate mixes you'll be asked to deliver. Instrumental. This one's straightforward. It's your complete track with the vocals removed. Even if your song is built around a vocal, many productions need the emotion without lyrics competing with dialogue. An instrumental version is one of the most requested assets in sync. No vocals. Wait, isn't that the same thing? Not always. Sometimes a track includes background vocal chops, gang vocals, or atmospheric oohs and ahs. A no vocals version removes the lead vocal while keeping those supporting elements. An instrumental removes everything vocal related. Always follow the delivery specifications from the library you're working with. Stems. Stems are groups of instruments exported separately. For example, drums, bass, guitars, keys, strings, synths, vocals. These allow editors or re-recording mixers to rebalance your music without rebuilding the session. Need the guitars quieter? No problem. Need only the percussion? Easy. Stems make your music far more flexible. Underscore. An underscore version is designed specifically for dialogue. You keep the groove, but reduce the elements that compete with speech. That usually means simplifying melodies, lowering intensity, or removing lead instruments while keeping the harmonic foundation intact. The music supports the scene without demanding attention. No drums. Sometimes a scene needs energy, just not that much energy. Removing the drums creates a softer version that's perfect for emotional moments, interviews, or transitions. Editors love having this option because it instantly changes the mood without changing the composition. Drums and bass. This version contains exactly what the name suggests. Just the rhythm section. Why is this useful? Because editors often layer rhythmic elements underneath dialogue or combine them with other cues. It also works well for trailers, promos, and transitions where rhythm matters more than harmony. 60-second edit. Commercials, corporate videos, trailers, pitch reels. Many projects need a clean 1-minute version with a proper beginning and ending. Don't simply chop the first 60 seconds. Create a musical edit that feels intentional. 30-second edit. Probably the most common commercial length. Again, it should sound like a complete piece of music, not a random excerpt. Good editing is just as important as good composing. 15-second edit. This one's all about impact. Get to the hook quickly. Avoid long intros. Every second counts. Stinger. A stinger is a very short ending, usually between 1 and 5 seconds. Think of a logo reveal, a title card, a dramatic button, or the final hit before a scene cuts to black. Stingers are small files, but they're incredibly valuable in sync. Now here's something many composers overlook. Creating these mixes isn't just about checking boxes. It's about making life easier for the editor. The easier your music is to use, the more likely it gets used. Editors are working under tight deadlines. If your track already includes the exact version they need, you've just saved them time. And that's a competitive advantage. Now let's see how this works inside Sync Warehouse. Instead of keeping alternate mixes scattered across different folders on your computer, you simply upload each mix as its own individual track. So your original version, your instrumental, underscore, no drums, 30-second edit, stinger, they all become organized assets inside your catalog. Each one can have its own file while still being easy to find. When it's time to pitch your music, creating a professional presentation becomes much easier. Generate a shared link, send it to a music library or supervisor, and they'll immediately see every available version of the track. They can preview each mix directly in the browser, download exactly the version they need, review your metadata, see composer credits. Everything is presented in one clean, professional package. Instead of emailing zip files, or sending multiple download links, or answering follow-up emails asking, "Do you happen to have an instrumental?" It's already there. That creates a smoother experience for the people you're pitching to and makes your catalog feel much more professional. The easier you make it for someone to license your music, the more likely they'll come back the next time they need something. Here's the biggest lesson. Alt mixes are not busy work, they're licensing opportunities. At the end of the day, sync licensing is a service business. Great music gets you noticed, but deliverability gets you paid. By taking the extra 15 minutes to bounce proper alt mixes, cutdowns, and stems, and delivering them cleanly through a platform like Sync Warehouse, you eliminate friction for editors and position yourself at the top of their call list. One composition can become an entire collection of assets that fit different scenes, different editors, and different productions. The composers who consistently land sync placements aren't just writing great music, they're delivering music that's easy to use. So the next time you finish a track, don't stop at the master. Create the versions editors actually need, organize them properly, present them professionally, and give every song the best possible chance to get licensed. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more sync breakdowns, and check out the link in the description to try Sync Warehouse for yourself. Now go bounce those mixes, and I'll see you in the next video.